You just make up my hair. Drama queen, that's what they call me at RAEL. And that's who I am. I am also drama queen, so what?
Is the soul ghost?
Orange roller. What is this here?
Everybody was commenting and waving and saying hello. Diana Johnson and Carl. It's like 5 people watching there.
So I tell that.
Yeah, you can stop.
Right, Adrian is making some actions here next to me, saying start, mommy. So I'm starting, and I'm starting to say good evening, everybody, and I hope everybody's well. For those that don't know me, my name is Karin October. I am a mother of 2 addicts, and I don't like to say that because addicts, they do have names. Danielle is my eldest and Adrian is my baby. They're both addicted to drugs, and so tonight I just want to share some of my experience with my scenario with Danielle. I know that I have spoken the last time about parents, how they actually enable the children that's addicted. But tonight I want to speak as a mother and how my life has changed drastically with my experience with my children. And good evening, Gladwin. Hello, Natasha. Lydia, my darling, hello there. As a mother, it's the worst ever to see your child, just going down the gutter and not, living the sort of life that you wanted them, your dreams that you had from the day they were born, from growing up at school, and how your life changes drastically. Fortunately for me, I'm not addicted to anything. The only thing I'm addicted to the addict that's in recovery. That's my addiction. And my whole life has been about addiction, right? Danielle and Adie's dad was also addicted, and he was an alcoholic, and he passed on from all that drinking. So that was my first experience. And it was just the 3 of us, obviously, moving along and living all on our own. And all of this happened to us, all 3 of us. It's not just Danielle and Adie, it also affected me. So with Danielle has been a sort of a girl that she was not a girl that you would find in a club or pub or anywhere else. Always at home. Even at the age of 16, 17, she would just dress herself up, fully makeup, and just be at home, never ever did I have a problem to go and look for her or nothing. Okay, I think it was the other way around, that they had to look for me. But anyway, and she had a boyfriend as well, Dean, which I loved dearly. Very stylish guy, and very authentic and all of that. And unfortunately, both of them fell into smoking. It started with weed, which I could, I suspected, and I would just look at the 2 of them, but then no, you know what, they won't. And then in a space of, I think, a couple of months after that, it just got out of hand, right? So the day when I found out that there was something wrong with her was when she said to me, Mommy, she was at the age of 17 when she said to me, Mommy, I'm not feeling well. And I'm looking at this girl and I'm thinking, but you've lost such a lot of weight and you don't dress up like you used to dress. And the makeup store and everything there's something wrong. And I would ask her, what is wrong with you? What is happening? And she would not, say anything to me. Hello, Leandre. Good evening. And with this said, the day that I found out that, I'll never forget it, she was busy brushing her hair and the sweatshirt that she was wearing lifted up a little bit. And I looked at this girl and I said to myself, but you're pregnant, because Danielle was always a thin person, she was never fat or anything, and you could see immediately whether she lost or picked up, but she lost. But also I could see, well, you look like there's something brewing there, right? So a couple of days after that, and I said to her, you're pregnant? And she said to me, Mommy, no, I'm not. And a couple of days after that, we went for tests and everything. And with seeing a doctor and all of that, the doctor called me one side and said to me, there is something wrong here. I have to look in it. He thinks that the nail is on some substance, and I need to take care of it. Okay? Which was obviously a shock. And I thought, you know what? It can't be that bad. Danielle is just a girlie. She will not be out of line. She will, something small, right? So now we go home and whatever. And I spoke to her and I said to her, what is wrong? Do you need help and whatever? No, there's nothing wrong, Mommy. Nothing wrong with me. And after a week or two, I decided there's something wrong with her, and I heard about this doctor in Wynberg, and we made an appointment and we went for tests and everything for rehabilitation. She had to do all these tests because I said to her, you're pregnant, but I'm going to send you away. Because, you can't carry on this way. I don't know what you're smoking, because she wouldn't open up to me at all, possibly because she was afraid, or I don't know. I just didn't know why she would just tell me what I didn't even think in my heart or in my mind that it was something that would turn our life around. I just thought, you know what, it's going to be the doctor and she's going to get medication and whatever. Nope, it never ever worked that way. She ran away. On the day that she had to leave, they came to pick her up. The nails was packed and everything, and she just vanished. And being a single mother, I didn't even know where to start, because when it's you don't know if it's your first experience how to handle things. Where do you go? And I couldn't believe it, because this girl doesn't walk around, but because of a disappearance previously, I don't know where she goes to. So where to start? I have no car. I've got nobody. Where to start to look for her? Anyway, the people that came to pick her up was not impressed, obviously, because there was money involved and everything and so on. And I also there was wait for me to make some money for this to happen was to sell some foods, and the best way to do that is obviously in a pub. People in pubs like to eat, and I would just sell my curry and my rotis there, and it worked like a bomb. But Danielle is nowhere to be found. And I only saw Danielle 2 weeks after that. She just vanished. And on the Friday, she came back and she looked so terrible that I didn't even recognize. But she said to me, Mommy, I'm getting married tomorrow. And I said, you're getting married? Yeah, no, myself and Dean, we are getting married. And my name, I've changed my name now to Laika. I said, what the hell? You are Laika. I don't know Laika. I know you by the name of Daniel. I'm not going to call you Laika. And you need to give me some money because we need to bake some cake for tomorrow. I said, but what type of wedding is this? I mean, if somebody gets married to me, yeah, but it's Muslims and it's different. It's not a big thing because I'm pregnant. And we decided, and I said, but where have you been? Because I've also went to knock on Dean's door where he lives to ask him, have they actually seen Daniel? And the door was slammed in my face because at that time it was about Christianity and it was just a religion thing, and obviously they thought and I said to the uncle, do you guys actually realize what the two of them are busy doing? And they wouldn't believe me, and they just slammed the door in my face, and I left. So anyway, Daniel got married the Saturday. I went around because it was in the other street where she lived, and I popped in there, and as we waited for the imam of someone to marry them, and she was so happy. I've never ever seen her so happy. And but my heart was not, I wasn't lekker, man. These children, these people don't know what these kids are doing, because by then some of my stuff disappeared, my jewelry disappeared, my bags, my shoes, my clothing, and they would not believe what I said, because Danielle was this girl, you would just fall in love with her because of her kindness and the way she looked and spoke to people, very kind-hearted girl. And I left it as that, and I just thought, what, I'm losing my kid, I'm losing my child here. I'm fighting this battle on my own to make these people realize that Danielle is in trouble, and so is Dean, and they are having a baby together, but they are catching on deep shit. And nobody would actually believe me because they think they would never do all these things. Anyway, so with this said, when they got married the Saturday, I left, and the next 2 weeks I never ever saw Danielle again. And then by then she was about 5 months or 6 months pregnant, and 2 or 3 weeks down the line I had a knock on the door. It was one of the aunties of Dean to tell me that I need to come urgently. Danielle is not well. And when I went around, I found my child laying in the yard. They moved Dean and Danielle out of their home, obviously because I think they must have been stealing stuff, and they moved them into this little hockey thing that they had there at the back, and it looked so pathetic because the bird shit and everything was all over the show. And Danielle was just laying there on a piece of mat, highly pregnant, and I asked her, what's going on? What is happening here? And she said to me, no, a car drove over her legs. And I said, but where did this happen? Why aren't these people taking you to hospital? And whatever, they just didn't have any time of the day for helping her at that moment. And I had to actually now see to all these things, which I call the ambulance and everything. And then I knew I just didn't recognize my child. I didn't know the child that I see in front of me. This girl that she doesn't even know what it's like to be a proper young lady enjoying life, and I just don't know this girl that is laying in front of me. And I was very despondent because I had to worry about Adrian also. He was just about 11, 12 years old, and I had to make plans to send him away, so that he don't see and experience this of what his sister's busy doing. My whole life was shattered. Okay, I tried so hard to make people understand that this child needs to be sent away, that she's having a baby. Who's going to take care of this baby if they are treating her like this? When I just, at that moment, I had so much anger inside of me, because my hands were tied. I wanted to get her out of there, but it's like they wouldn't let me get closer to Danielle in the beginning stages, and now it is too late. It was far way too late, because they had all this freedom, she and Dean together, to do it, walk around and do their drugs together and all of that. And obviously he knew all the way what was happening with her, and where they could go to and where they could sleep and all of that. When Akila was born, she was born deaf and blind. And they first came to knock on my door before they took her to hospital. And that was on the 1st of January. And I'm thinking, Danielle doesn't come to me. I don't see her. It's only when there's trouble that comes to my door, then I will hear all these things, what is happening. And because whenever I would try and find her, I would not be able to find her. And at the end of the day, it was just totally out of control. That when Akila was born, I looked at this baby laying there in this bed, dark skin, crying baby. She looked so fragile, and my fear was, how am I going to cope with this? Because who's going to take care of this child? Danielle is not able to do this because she's walking all over the show. Who is going to take care of Danielle if she can't take care of herself? So who is going to take care of Akila? And she refused to come home. And while she came home from hospital the next day, and she was walking all over the show with Akila in the middle of the night, I didn't see, I just heard she's begging, standing on the street, knocking on people's doors and everything. And that is where myself and my Fagma, which is Dean's mother, where we decided we're going to step in and take Akila away from the two of them. And she gave up her job, and I was the person with the finance. And what happened was that Akila would come to us for weekends, and Fagma would take care of Akila during the week. So this is your crying baby for 6 months that we had to sleepless nights. This baby couldn't wear any clothes. This baby you couldn't even pick her up. She had to eat certain foods. She suffered so much. And it was just, the experience, it was just too much to take this little baby that had so much pain, and they don't even know what is happening. But after 1 year, a whole year, everything was like fine with her, and she was like a normal little baby. But in the meantime, the mom and dad was still very, very deep into the addiction, living on the road, sleeping all over. Daniel would stand on the streets, and we would be, driving past her, and, my heart would be shattered. Or people will tell me, oh, I saw Daniel down the road, standing on the road, and oh, my heart was just so shattered when I heard or I saw that. Why is she doing this? I mean, I want to help. I've told her, please, I've begged, come home. Mommy will send you away. There's help for you. She just wouldn't come home. And I couldn't understand it, because now I have my son gone. I've got my daughter on the road, and it's just, my life is just in chaos, and there's nowhere to turn to. What do I do here? Where do I turn? Where to start? How do I handle this? I have no idea how to handle this. I don't know about any meetings and rehabs. I don't even know who to ask. And it was just a very painful experience for me, that we saw her just going on and on and on, and had no chance of changing anything. She just wouldn't come home for a couple of days, or even if it's just one night or nothing, and it was just very traumatizing, that she just wouldn't come home, because I was waiting for her. And when I hear a siren going off down the road, like the ambulance or something, my heart, I'm thinking, this child, oh my word, she's walking around, something has happened. It might be for her. Oh God, I hope it's not for her. And you know what? At the end of the day, I just had to start thinking clearly about myself. I had to start by thinking I have to be strong here. I'm the one that have to get up every day. I have to go to work. I have to see to Adrian that he's, we lived in Plettenberg by his granny, where I sent him away. I had to deal with him. I had Akila I had to see to. I cannot get sick. I cannot just lose myself into this. I have to stand up now and make decisions and change my way of thinking, of being weak, and get up and do my thing, my business, to get on with it, because I've got to see to a lot of other things. Besides, my life cannot just be about Danielle. I've got to take care of other business. And that is how I started coping with myself. Not with Danielle, but with myself, so that I could live a normal life, like a kind of normal life, where I could get up and go to work, and I would wake up from this and put on a smile, if people, hey, how's it? And so that I could just drag myself out of that darkness, because the street is not made for people to live in. I've never ever thought even that I would see my daughter ending up in Pollsmoor. When she was locked up the first time, nobody knew. I traveled on my own to Pollsmoor, and never ever would I have thought that I would visit my child in prison. It was just a terrible, horrifying experience, because why? I thought, prison, it's made for anyone, but you would not think that your loved one would end up there in this dirty place where
Hi guys.
where you
This is Cameron.
where you never imagined that you would have your children there, or a loved one there. And so at the end of the day, from there it was just downhill for us. Daniel has never ever come out of addiction. Is 18 years later, 19 years later, she still lives on the road. And I've been I had my fair share of looking for her, and I never find her. Just a week ago, I went to look for her. We didn't find her. I had my partner looking for her every day. We never found her. But out of all of this, I still say mother's prayer is strong and powerful. She phoned me today, and thank God we went to pick her up. She's here with us. My son Adrian is here, and it's exactly about a year and a few weeks that they have seen one another. And it's such a powerful, big day for me to have the two of them together again, because I don't know what it's like to have my kids together with me and spending time with me. It's always, other people. I've always been a lonely mother because my kids were never hardly with me because of circumstances. It's a broken experience. My heart, I am a broken person. Although I try to make myself look, I try to be tough, and I try to people don't walk over me, but deep down inside, when I lay my head down, I am broken. I am so broken that my life has not moved. I'm 54 years old. If I look back of what I have done for myself, there's nothing. Because everything and every day was just about the kids. Where are they? Are they okay? Is Daniela eating? Is she warm? Is she sick? Adrian is not also with me. He's got his issues on the other side where he wants to come home, and I can't let him come home. I'm sitting and I have my own place. I'm paying my rent. But for what? There is nothing. What I'm doing just don't make sense. It just didn't make sense that I am doing everything that I could. And I'm not saying that I haven't made mistakes, but yet I don't have what belongs to me. Hey, my whole life I have the whole life I have always was just for them. It wasn't about anything else. Just the two of them. Up till today, there is nothing else. It's just the two of them, and yet they're still not with me. It is like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what is the purpose of it all, that things are the way it is, and I'm being brutally honest, because we do ask questions. Yes, we pray, we ask God for forgiveness, we ask God to help us, we ask God for this and that, but you know what? You still ask that question. How did this happen? Why did this happen? We were such close. We were so inseparable, the three of us. We would sleep together. We would watch movies together. We would do everything together. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. It's just gone. I will never have the opportunity to actually walk down with her, down the aisle, And to see her to get married to the person that I want her to be with, this person that I want her to have her own family. I mean, she's got a killer. Akila is now today 15 years old. She's 15 years old. She doesn't even know what it is to have her mother, and all she wants is her mother. And yet Danielle don't know what it is to be a mother. And I'm not saying she doesn't love Akila. She just can't, because she's got her own issues. She's never given herself a chance. If only she would give herself a chance to turn around and take that step and just say, this is it, man. I'm tired. I have my mother, I have my brother, I've got my family, I've got people that is praying for me every day. How many people is telling me out there, pray for her. If only she could just see that, how much she's being taken, how people care for her. If only she knows how I get into bed and I have to lay my head out, and I don't know if she's okay or not, you know. It is crazy, you know. I've got to, and then I have to keep myself tough because, you know, I think I've got bipolar. I always say I've got bipolar because the one minute I could laugh, and then the next minute I have mood swings. I do have mood swings, you know, that people that is close to me knows already. When I'm in a just all of a change over of just being not lekker, and I just want to sleep. I've cut myself off for the past 4-5 years off from people. I'm at home. I don't want to go anywhere. I just go to work. I come home, and that's it. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to party like I used to party and try and be happy, because I'm older now. It's not what I want. I just want my family. That's all. And it's crazy that I just can't have that. We've lost so many times. We've lost times that we're supposed to have been together. We've lost all of that, and I know we can't bring that back. But it's never too late. Our love is still there for one another, and we have our difference. We fight. Daniel and I, we have our arguments. Well, not physical fight. We argue about normal things, you know, about things and so on. But at the end of the day, we mother and daughter. I will never ever walk my daughter down the aisle as a young girl to see her getting married to a husband to start her own family. She's 35 years old. She's heading for 40. And I don't know whether she's even going to see 40. I don't know whether she's even going to see the age of 40. Because I know when I was 40 years old, I was at the peak of my life. I was the most sexiest girl on earth. Well, at least that's how I felt about myself. And earlier on, I asked her, how do you feel about yourself? Do you care about yourself? How do you treat yourself, Danielle? How do you look at yourself? Do you actually take care of yourself? Do you love yourself? Because I don't know how you feel. I don't know how you are being treated when you're out there begging, knocking on doors, standing on the roads asking for food. If people are chasing you away, if they are swearing at you, if they are funny with you, if they, whatever the hell it is, you know, why can't you just come home? It's okay not to be okay, because I am here. I'm here. I'm here to support you. I'm ready. I've always been waiting for you. I don't know. She just says to me, I know, mommy. I know I must come home. I know I must come home. I know I must stop. I know but it doesn't happen. My heart shatters when she walks and she gets up the next morning. She sleeps over and she says goodbye. Because I'm always trying to keep her here. I will always try, listen, tomorrow we're going to do our hair and this. It doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So my whole desire, my whole life, the things that I care about mostly, I don't have what belongs to me. What I feel it's mine, I don't feel it belongs to me. I don't know why. And I'm not saying it's too late because my children will always stay my children. But I just pray and hope that one day, that she will take that step like her brother did. She will be that master and she will be that brave girl that I know deep down inside of her, that she would take that step, because all I want her to say is help me, just help me, because she never does that. And I'm ready. I know already where, what, and what. That's all I want is to hear, mommy, help me. And the more she comes here and she just visits, we laugh, we chat, we watch movies, the more I'm just praying that tomorrow morning she don't get up and she leaves, that she actually just stay and say, right, mom, I am ready. I am ready to make that change. I'm ready for help. I want to change. I know that I am sick, that I want help. I just pray for that. And I will be the most happiest person. I will actually then only be able to live my life. Because I haven't lived my life yet. I never had a chance to. I've never been given a chance to live proper, man. Because it was always this hindering here on my back, on my shoulder, of addiction and everything else that goes with it. And with all this said, I want to say to mothers, especially mothers out there, that God has given us a gift as mothers. We are there to protect, because in a way that we, for an example, if a child is cold, we hand them a jersey. If a child is hungry, we feed them. If they're tired, we put them to sleep. Whatever in those ways, mothers are there to protect children. Mothers are there to see that they are warm, healthy, and living a normal life like you want it, or it's supposed to be. And it's never too late. It's never too late. She's 35 years old, but I still cover her. I still feed her. While not physically, I don't put the spoon or the fork, but I carry her on a gold platter, because a couple of years ago in the beginning, I used to chase her away. I used to slam the door in her face. I used to swear at her. I used to be ugly with her, because I was so angry with her for what she has been doing and whatever. But I have a change of heart a long time ago. When that girl come knocking on my door, my arms are wide open. I stop everything. I carry her on a platter, because I don't know if I'll see her tomorrow. I don't know whether she'll be, if I'll be here still while I'm kicking, or it could be the other way around. I don't know. So every second that I have, every opportunity that I have to be with her, to see her laughing, I embrace that, because I don't know if I will have that laughter or if I'll see that face again tomorrow. So mothers, never give up. Just keep on praying, because I have, and I still do. I've been looking for her for the whole week, and she phoned me today. The phone, I didn't know the number where she called me from, but she phoned me and her brother went to pick her up. And I was so proud of it, that her brother, I didn't have to run around and go ask the neighbor or a sister or an uncle. Her brother, the way it's supposed to be, took that responsibility to fetch his sister straight after that call without any doubt. He left straight away, because that is what we want. That bond that we have has never been broken, because when we're together, it's always been there, will never be gone. And mothers, never ever give up on your children. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's just unfortunate when we lose ourselves and we lose our lives of living, of being happy, of I should have been married years ago. I'm not. I should have been settled years ago. I'm not. I'm still working for myself. I'm still doing my own thing. I'm still doing a lot of things, and I've got so much to give. But my whole life was just for my two children, for the day when they do come home and my arms will be open, spread wide. And I'm so proud of Adrian. I cannot thank Anthony and Kurt and every member of RAEL for the support and the praise. For all of us, we have pain in our hearts. We have, irrespective of the circumstances or scenario, we all carry our pains. But support and pray together is powerful. It's the most powerful thing ever, especially when a mother pray and ask God to take over. Leave it in God's hands, and He will do His job. I want to say thank you all for listening, and for me, and gave me the opportunity to share this evening. And I hope that you have a safe weekend and everybody's healthy. Thank you so much. And I think Adrian wants to end off saying something. He's sitting right here. So Adrian, over to you if you want to come say something. Thank you all. Thank you. Good night.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
This is my sister Danielle. Thank you for all your prayers and your support. Thank you for standing behind my family. Thank you for RAEL. Thank you for what RAEL stands for. This evening our family is reunited again. All through the grace of God. All through the hope and the prayers and the people that support RAEL. For each and every member on RAEL as well. Thank you, Mr. Hall and Mr. Schuler, for everything that you do for me, that you do for each and every person on the farm. And thank you that I am able to carry the message today to my sister, that I put everything aside to go and fetch her today. So I just wanted to introduce Danielle to everybody. And Danielle, you're well loved and well blessed by everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, Lijay. Hello, guys. Hello, Luandre. Yeah, I'm not going to be long. I just wanted to say something short. And Yeah, I'm not gonna cry also. I'm very emotional. I had a very tough day today. Um, I've battled spiritually with myself as well. Being back at home, it's difficult here at home, and in terms of where recovery is concerned, I look at it on the outside. There's people that are struggling. There's no meetings happening. I'm so fortunate and grateful to be on the farm, to walk out of my room and into a meeting and into recovery and have my devotions and have my spiritual time. And today I had to take that responsibility back in my hands. And before my mother got the call that Daniel is waiting for her to come home, I was by my uncle who's a minister, who's a pastor. I went to go and visit him. I had to see him because I was battling spiritually on the outside. And I went to him and he was praying for me, and we had a very lovely discussion of what I'm battling with and how I'm feeling and why I'm struggling so spiritually here at home, because of the support structure that is here at home as well. I need my meetings, I need my devotions, I need my time with God. And I'm proud of myself that I got up and I reached out to my uncle and I made time for that. Because not my son kept me sober today, not my mother kept me sober, and not my family or anything. I choose to be sober today. I got up and I did something about my addiction, and that's my sobriety. I stepped in and I plugged into recovery. I worked and I practiced my 12 steps to be sitting here this evening to carry the message. But to hear it from my mother's mouth this evening, the way she put it and the way she said it, it's utterly and straightforward the truth. You've heard it about Daniel and you've met Daniel now this evening. I want to say to the guys that are on the farm, that are out there, share this evening. This is how your mothers feel. This is how each and every mother of an addict feels. Let us not give them false hope. Let us not play games with this. Let us take this seriously. Our lives are at stake here. This is a very important thing for us. We got so much love and support. I want to say thank you to my mother for standing behind me and Daniel each and every of the way. Thank you for her thank you for her strength, thank you for who she is and the heart that she has towards us, for the tough love that she has shown us. As you can see, Daniel is my mother's soft one, because my mother's line with me was very short, yo. I couldn't still do the things that Daniel does with my mom. my mom, back then, my mom would put me straight in prison. But I'm grateful that my mother was so hard on me. I'm grateful that my mother showed me that tough love, because that encouraged me and forced me to make a change in my life. This evening, I'm so proud of what my mother said. I didn't know that what I did, just the action of dropping everything to go and fetch my sister, would make my mother happy this evening. My mother told me before I went to go fetch her, "Adi, I need this. I need to see her." Because to be straight, honest, and blunt, straight to the truth, I'm in recovery, man. I'm not going to put my recovery in jeopardy to go and look for Daniel. I know exactly where Daniel is. If I wanted to go and find Daniel, I knew that she was fine. But I'm not going to put myself in that situation to jeopardize my recovery for Daniel. She's made a choice. She is where she is. I'm grateful that she's home this evening. Don't get me wrong with what I'm saying. I love Daniel to bits. She's my sister. I'm glad that the relationship that I have with her now is not as it was before, like I shared about. And you know how I treated Daniel, how I abused Daniel physically, mentally, and emotionally, manipulated her. And this evening it's different now. And I told myself, I even told my mother's boyfriend, I don't feel comfortable with going and look for her where she is. I don't think I'm ready to do things like that. If Danielle wanna go ahead and do her thing, then she must do it, man. That's her own thing. I have to guard myself. I have to guard my recovery. But when the addict reaches out and asks for help, like Danielle did when she picked up the phone, like she made an effort, she doesn't have a cell phone, she doesn't have anything, she doesn't even have a place to stay, but she made an effort to make a plan, like we used to make an effort and a plan to go and get our next drink, our next drug, to go knock on the neighbor's door for beers, for money, for whatever the case may be. She was willing to make that effort to pick up the phone and ask for help. And she got hold of my mother, and my mother contacted me, and I dropped everything. Why? Because that is what keeps me sober. I have to carry the message. Because when I was down and out,
When I needed help and I picked up the phone, there was someone at the end of the phone that knew exactly what it is to be in that pit and knew the way out of it. I know what the way out is. I carried the message this evening and I planted the seed in Danielle. Danielle has made a choice. I love her too much. I love her to bits. I know exactly what it is that she's going through. She stepped much more deeper into addiction than what I have. But she's still here today. And I'm grateful that, you know what I admire about Danielle this evening? My mother says so badly she wants Danielle to come home. She wants Danielle to go for help. And don't get me wrong, it's not that Danielle doesn't want to do those things. She wants it. She really wants to get out of her struggles. She really wants to. But you know what I admire about her? She's not like me that gives false hope and say, okay, let me do it just for the sake of keeping the peace in the house. Let me do it just to keep my mother quiet. She tells my mother straight, I'm not ready, mommy. I will tell you when I'm ready for help. Because the addict also needs to be ready when they step into help, man. It can't just be from the family side of what we want for them. The Neil also has to be like I am. I can't stay sober. My family, my mother can't stay sober for me. My son can't do my recovery for me. Not anybody else can do the recovery for me. I have to be willing to be in recovery. And Danielle is honest when it comes to that. She says it straight, you know what, I'm not ready, guys. Don't put too much pressure on me. Don't force me. It's just gonna push me away. When she is ready, we will be here, patiently waiting. When she is ready and she says, you know what, enough is enough, like my mother said, we will be here. We're not going anywhere. We stand behind her. We stand behind my mother as well. My mother never had a liquor week, guys. You saw the post that she posted about my mother is not in a good space. I came home for the weekend. I could see and I could pick it up in our home. My mother is not in a liquor space. But I'm sure that she's feeling much better now this evening. I'm sure that she's feeling much better that Danielle is here. Doesn't matter how Danielle look or what state she's in, just for the physical part of her being here and me being here with my son, with Ken being here and his son as a family as a whole, standing together with my mother. This is what my mother prayed for. God has granted her that gift. To know that Danielle is fine, to know that I'm fine. So thank you for what RAEL stands for, and thank you for each and every person that was watching this evening. I love all of you. I love each and every person, and my thought goes out to the addict that is out there that doesn't have the opportunity that I have this evening, that doesn't have family, that doesn't know which or what way to go to. My thoughts and my prayers are with him and their family as well. May everybody have a blessed evening. I love you guys. Thank you.